Elena stood at the edge of the bustling city, watching the sunset paint the sky with hues of gold and crimson. It had been a long journey, one filled with trials, heartbreaks, and moments of self-doubt. But through it all, she had come to embrace a philosophy that transformed her life: Stoicism. First idea: acceptance of what we cannot control. Elena's past was marked by struggles she couldn't change. She had once resisted the currents of life, exhausting herself in futile attempts to steer events beyond her power. When a business venture failed, she lamented over every mistake. When a close friend betrayed her, she spent sleepless nights replaying the moments, searching for where she went wrong. But as she delved into Stoic teachings, she learned to accept the uncontrollable. Instead of lamenting, she focused on her response. She chose to learn, to grow, and to move forward without bitterness. One of the most profound lessons she internalized was the dichotomy of control. She began to distinguish between what was within her power and what was not. The weather, the economy, the actions of others, these were things she could never command. But how she responded, that was entirely her own. It took time, but as she trained herself to release the need for control, she found a newfound sense of peace. Second idea: gratitude for the present moment. One evening, as she sat alone on a park bench, Elena observed the simple joy of a child chasing a butterfly. She realized that happiness was not hidden in grand achievements or distant dreams, but in the beauty of now. She started a gratitude journal, jotting down little things: the warmth of the morning sun, the aroma of freshly brewed tea, the comforting sound of rain. With each passing day, she felt lighter, as if a great burden had been lifted. The present moment was a gift, and she chose to cherish it. She began a new habit. Each morning, before checking her phone or thinking of her to-do list, she would take a deep breath and focus on something beautiful. Some days it was the way the light filtered through her curtains. Other days, it was the taste of her first sip of coffee. Small, ordinary joys became profound when she gave them her full attention. Third idea: mastery over emotions. Elena had always been quick to anger. The world, she felt, was unfair. But Stoicism taught her to master her emotions, to see them as fleeting clouds passing through the vast sky of her mind. Instead of reacting impulsively, she practiced pausing, breathing deeply before responding. When a colleague criticized her, instead of retaliating, she sought to understand. Was there truth in their words? Could she improve? By detaching from immediate emotional responses, she found an unshakable peace within herself. She reflected on her past, recognizing how often she had allowed external events to dictate her inner state. Now, she learned to create space between stimulus and response. When a driver cut her off in traffic, she no longer let anger consume her. When a family member made a hurtful comment, she responded with measured patience instead of outrage. Mastery over emotions did not mean repressing them. It meant choosing which ones were worth entertaining. Fourth idea: living with virtue and integrity. In a world driven by fleeting pleasures and material pursuits, Elena chose a different path. She defined her values: honesty, kindness, resilience, and vowed to live by them. At work, she refused to cut corners for profit. In relationships, she was sincere, even when the truth was difficult. Her integrity became her strength, and though the road was sometimes lonely, she never wavered. She realized that true fulfillment came not from external success, but from knowing she had done right by her principles. One day, she faced a difficult decision. A tempting offer came her way, one that would bring her financial gain, but at the cost of her values. The old Elena might have taken it, rationalizing that everyone else did the same. But she had changed. She declined the offer, standing firm in her beliefs. The decision cost her in the short term, but in the long run, she knew she had preserved the most important thing: her integrity. Fifth idea: finding joy in simplicity. One day, Elena packed her belongings and moved to a small cottage by the sea. She let go of unnecessary possessions, keeping only what added value to her life. With fewer distractions, she had more time for what mattered: reading, painting, meaningful conversations. She found joy in tending to a small garden, in watching the waves roll onto the shore. The simplicity of life brought her a depth of happiness she had never known before. She embraced a slower pace, no longer rushing through life in a constant state of busyness. Her days were filled with mindful activities, writing letters by hand, baking bread, walking along the shore. The need to accumulate, to chase, to prove something to the world. These urges had melted away. Instead, she found satisfaction in less. As she stood by the ocean, feeling the cool breeze against her skin, Elena smiled. She had once searched tirelessly for happiness, looking everywhere but within. Now, through acceptance, gratitude, emotional mastery, virtue, and simplicity, she had found it. Not in possessions, not in accolades, but in the way she chose to live each day. Are you ready to reclaim your power, set boundaries, and live life on your own terms? If this story inspired you, don't stop here. Hit that subscribe button and become part of a community that embraces Stoic wisdom for a stronger, freer mind. Tell us in the comments, have you ever struggled? How did you break free? Your story could inspire someone else on their journey. Like this video if you found value in it. Each like helps us reach more people who need this message of self-respect and inner strength. Together we rise, together we grow. Subscribe now and walk the Stoic path with us.